Well, Coach, here we are coming off a bye at the midpoint of the season, so it's always that good opportunity to ask you your thoughts on the first 6 games, heading into the last 6. As you've evaluated, what have you liked? What do you feel like this team needs to get better at?
Well, we've had a lot of games that we've had to play 60 minutes, and a couple went our way that we were able to finish, and a couple went the other way. But we're certainly a battle-tested team halfway through the season. And what a great win over Eastern in dramatic fashion, to get it to overtime, to win it in overtime, and to do it with some guys that were not in the lineup, some guys that got injured over the course of the game or maybe even ejected from the game, and to still find a way to win it. It said a lot about the character of our team. And as we come out of this bye and head into the second half of the season, and starting here with UMass and then 5 other conference games after this, it's a balance between where can we improve, but also understanding the strengths and weaknesses of the team we have, and the fact that we're probably going to be in a lot more close games here this week and beyond, and embracing that we're going to have to find a way to play 60 good minutes of football every week.
4 games decided in the last minute and 2, 5 games that have been at least a 1-score game going into the fourth quarter. Is that what college football has become now? And do you have to tell your team to understand that?
Well, you do have to have those occasional heart-to-hearts and reality checks, because I think sometimes players think, oh, well, we put in a good week of preparation and this is all going to go exactly according to plan. And, you know, why didn't we win this game by 21 points or something like that? Well, that's just not reality. And as you watch this college football season unfold, here we are at the midway point, and you're seeing some incredible upsets every week. Some teams that people thought were going to be national championship contenders, you know, getting beat by teams with 1 win. Kudos to some of those teams for being able to pull off some of the upsets. So I think the nature of college football in 2025 is the programs that have had sustained success over decades and decades. It's not guaranteed anymore, because these rosters are changing to a point where, how does a team come together? How does somebody that you brought in fit into your locker room? How is somebody in a key position actually turning out and playing for you now that they're in your system? So there's a lot of variables in this day and age that maybe didn't exist 10 years ago.
Normally, I can put a smile on your face if I ask you about special teams. I'm gonna do another question that I think will make you happy. You guys are number 1 in the MAC and top 20 in the country in fewest penalties. What does that mean to you? How does that happen?
Yeah, that's a great reflection on the culture of your program, and you get what you demand, and so we're constantly emphasizing those things on and off the field, right? It's being on time, it's being prepared, it's understanding the rules of the game, it's taking a disciplined approach to everything you do, and then it's being poised in some stressful situations that are inevitably going to happen on Saturday afternoons. So we've got good people. They believe in what we're doing. They try to do the right things. Our problems are usually very, very small problems. We try to reinforce the good, and we point out the bad in a very honest way, and we hold them accountable for it. And when you do those things, I think you have a chance to have that then reflected in, number 1, how you take care of the football, and then number 2, limiting your penalties.
Talking with Bulls head coach Pete Lembo as we get you ready for the Bulls and the UMass Minutemen. My notes will tell me that UMass is 0-6. They have struggled. You're going to tell me something very different, aren't you, from having watched them?
Absolutely. They look like any other very capable team in our conference right now. And they have had some spurts where they've played some really, really good football. And then they've had a few aha moments in games where they didn't execute, or a penalty, led the train off the tracks, and they had to settle for a field goal where maybe they could have walked away with 7 points. Things of that nature. They've had some injuries and I would expect to see some of those guys back for our game this week. But this is a team that if they can put it all together for 60 minutes, which is what they're striving to do, and I believe they will do it sooner or later here this season, is going to be able to play with anybody in our league.
First MAC game between these two schools, so it's the first time you're going to play for the flagship trophy. You played in some rivalry trophy games in your life. What's your most memorable ones?
Well, I think it's good to create new rivalries, and to do that, you've got to have a competitive matchup. You've got to have institutions that have similarities in terms of the emphasis that they're putting on, in this case, football. So hopefully we can continue to grow, to strive, to make our program better, and enhance what we already have. And a big part of my job is off the field trying to make some of those things try to happen. But on the field, I think it's great. We're both teams that have a Northeast footprint in recruiting. We're not separated by a whole bunch of distance, right? We're just, one state over, even though, we're on the extreme western end of New York. And the fact that they're in the league, and I would imagine, we'll see some different shuffling around of league schedules with Northern leaving and so on. But if we do end up playing UMass on a regular basis, I think it's great to add some meaning to the game.
All right, bring home the first ever trophy, the first ever cup, back on the plane with you on Saturday night.
Okay, thanks so much.
That's Bulls head coach Pete Lembo as we get you ready for the Bulls and the Minutemen.